Are you one of those people who want to achieve something big in life? Do you want to chase those dreams that keep you awake at night? If your answer is yes, then this book is for you. Peter Bregman shows us that by using just 18 minutes of our day wisely, we can make our lives way more productive. Yes, just 18 minutes. Imagine a system that not only helps you reach your goals, but also takes your entire life to a new level. This book will teach you how to make the most of your time and energy. You can make your dreams come true! In this book, you'll learn how to take small steps to create big changes. You'll find out how to align your thoughts, understand your needs, and work on them. This book will teach you how to change your habits for a better life. You'll discover how to manage your daily tasks and stay focused on them. It will also show you how to channel your energy in the right direction to achieve your goals. Plus, this book will empower you to take charge of your life. Learn how to conquer your fears and push your limits. You'll discover ways to boost your confidence and turn your dreams into reality. So, are you ready to live your life in a new way? Are you ready to make your dreams come true? This book is your first step toward transforming your dreams into reality. Stick around until the end of this video and give your life a fresh direction. If you're new to our channel, join us for daily success tips. Let's get started and learn from our mistakes. Some people are scared to admit when they start a project and go all in, thinking that will get them quick success. But sometimes it's better to take a step back, breathe, and rethink your plan. If you feel like you're doing something wrong, slow down for a bit. If you find yourself in an argument and think you might be on the wrong side, take a moment to pause and think carefully about what to say next. Choose your next move based on the 4 key elements at play. We can get really caught up in the noise. We live in a world full of distractions, and we want to do a lot of things. Sometimes it feels like we can't achieve them because we don't even know what to choose. In the end, we end up deciding to do nothing. If you don't start working on this now, you'll face so many opportunities later that you could easily get sidetracked. You need to focus on 4 key elements. First, you should know your strengths and keep improving until you master them. When you focus on what you're best at, that's where the magic happens. If you have those qualities, you have a better chance of winning. The second point is to not run away from your weaknesses, but to embrace them. Try to leverage that weakness. If people see that you're not bothered by your shortcomings, no one can beat you. The third point is, if you have something unique about you, don't change it. Being different from the crowd is a big deal. When you do what everyone else is doing, you'll likely struggle to stand out in competition. So take what makes you different and use it to your advantage. Take advantage of it. The fourth element is finding your passion in life. When you start planning for the coming years, focus on what you truly want, not just on things that make you money. Your passion should be something you love doing so much that it doesn't feel like work. Let's look at a perfect example of how someone embraced their weaknesses and turned them into a career. Arthur is a successful guy and is famous for being big-hearted. Donating a large part of his wealth to charity was his biggest achievement. One time, Arthur was with his friend. While having lunch, the waiter came to take their order. Arthur asked for a shrimp salad, but said he wanted it with salmon instead of shrimp. The waiter laughed and told Arthur he could arrange that, but it would cost an extra $1 since salmon is more expensive than shrimp. After thinking it over, Arthur decided to just go with the shrimp salad after all. Even though Arthur is pretty wealthy, he still knows the value of $1. Some might say he's a bit stingy or odd, but he doesn't mind. No one really knows what's behind Arthur's mindset that made him successful. He sticks to his principles really strictly. He believes that if something doesn't double its value in return, then it's a waste to invest money in it, even if it's just $1. Arthur is an example of someone who has turned his weaknesses into strengths. It's because of these principles that he's built his wealth. He's embraced this strange view of money wholeheartedly. If you want to live like that, if you want to live your life differently from others, you need to recognize who you are. You should know your strengths and weaknesses so you can focus on them and use them to your advantage. There's no need to feel ashamed about being different. You should aim to be successful because you are unique. Once you've chosen 5 categories to focus on and learned how to organize all your tasks into the right categories, it's time to think about the other tasks you have left. After getting everything organized, you'll be left with the tasks that really matter. There's no specific category, but you still need to tackle these tasks. You might have things you can never finish in a day. So what are you going to do with those tasks? Take a moment to go through your list. You have 4 options. You can do them now, push them to tomorrow or the day after, put them on a list for later, or just drop them altogether. The trick is not to keep any task on your list for more than 3 days. Otherwise, you'll just end up feeling drained by all those unfinished tasks. You can feel overwhelmed by their burdens and lose yourself in the process. It's also possible that you might get angry and act in ways that aren't really like you. Let's take Jack as an example. Jack is the CEO of a professional service firm, and his life is super successful. Everyone likes him because he's a good person too. He's got a great job, a happy married life, kids, and he's smart, always looking out for his community. Jack reads a lot of books, which is why people enjoy being around him at parties. But one day Jack had thrown his phone, and it almost hit one of his employees, but then he realized that wasn't like him at all. That's not who he is. Jack is a good guy, liked by everyone, so what was going on with him that day? To put it simply, he was stressed about this long list of tasks he had. There were a lot of things he hadn't finished, and because of that, he felt useless. He wasn't happy with any of his achievements. He thought he could do so much more. After throwing his phone, Jack tried to apologize and fix everything, but the problem was that even one mistake could change people's perception of him. That moment became a defining part of Jack's identity because he couldn't manage his list properly. If you don't want to blow up like Jack, you should learn a simple trick. Every morning, set your phone alarm for 1 hour at a time. Then ask yourself 2 questions. First, was I productive in the past hour? Second, could I have done better? What can I do to make the next hour better than the last? Doing this will help you stay focused on the current task and not get distracted by the rest of the to-do list. You should make the most of every hour. The third strategy is to pause and restart. Let's say you want to start a business, but you feel like you're heading in the wrong direction or that your idea might not work. Before you invest too much time and money into a failing business, you should take a step back and reassess everything. Let's take the example of Dr. Alan Rosenfield, who was the dean of the Columbia School of Public Health. He dedicated most of his life to helping others, especially people with HIV. Once he was debating with his friend Lee about vaccinating young children. Dr. Allen was well informed on the subject and believed that kids should get vaccinated. To support his point, he showed how vaccines saved millions from dangerous diseases like polio and measles. On the flip side, their friend Lee was against vaccines. Lee had read an article online that made him think he was right. He claimed that the article proved vaccines harmed a lot of people. Dr. Allen, being an expert on the subject, could have laughed at Lee's baseless article, but he didn't. Instead of getting angry or trying to prove himself right, he took a different approach. Dr. Allen told Lee that he hadn't read the article and would give his feedback only after reading it. A lot of people think that if they admit their mistakes, they'll lose their respect, position, and power, but the truth is the opposite. Admitting your mistakes in front of the whole world is a sign of being strong and resilient. So if something isn't working out for you, it's totally fine to let it go and start something new. Don't let your stubbornness cost you future opportunities. You've got to let go of what's holding you back. That's the way to achieve success and move forward. Do you really have time to get everything done in a day? Of course not. Everyone complains about not having enough time, and that's the real issue. Just having an organized list won't magically solve your time problems. The real challenge is executing your plan. How do you stick to it with all the distractions around you? That's a big question. But the answer is pretty simple. You need to establish a routine. First thing every morning, take 5 minutes to plan your to-do list. Remember, only write down tasks that fit into your 5 categories. Then, every hour, take a minute to check your progress and see how you can improve. Finally, at the end of the day, spend another 5 minutes reviewing how your day went. Ask yourself what you learned and where you need to improve. Jack was famous for pulling boats. That's pretty unique and requires a lot of power. Jack's show used to air on TV, and it was the longest-running fitness show in America, lasting 34 years. People didn't know that Jack was more than just a TV celebrity. He created a ton of exercise machines that became famous all over the world. One of them was the weight selectors machine, commonly used in health clubs. The secret to Jack's success was pretty simple. He established a solid routine that he followed every day. Jack worked out for 2 hours every morning, spent an hour and a half lifting weights, and then used the remaining half hour to swim or go for a walk. Jack passed away at the age of 90, but right up until the end, he stuck to his routine despite his age. His last book, Live Young Forever, was his 11th. Writing a book at 90 isn't easy, but weightlifting in old age is like something out of a superhero movie. Jack knew where to keep his focus and never forgot it. He never took a single day off because he believed in the power of his routine. If you want to be extraordinary and successful like Jack, you need to stick to your goals. You need to create a ritual. Start applying an 18-minute ritual in your life and see how it makes your day-to-day better. Have you ever felt overwhelmed with so much to do but didn't know where to start? It happens to all of us. We often think that working harder means being more productive, but the truth is the opposite. If you have a long to-do list, you'll just end up exhausted and stop instead of pushing through. Every year, you should focus on just 5 things, 3 related to work and 2 for yourself. When it comes to your personal life, make a list of the 5 things you really want to focus on. Staying organized is super important. Otherwise, you won't achieve much at all. For example, Elizabeth was the sales head at a mid-sized tech company and had a ton on her plate, which left her feeling confused. She organized her list and realized that a lot of her tasks weren't important. They were just taking up space on her calendar. This gave her a huge sense of relief and improved her productivity. If you really want to reach your goals, set your 5 main focuses for the year. Career goals and personal goals. This way you won't waste your time. You'll stay focused and won't feel exhausted. There's a saying, sometimes less is more. Think about 5 goals and take action on them. Focus on just 5 important things each year. Stay organized and avoid unnecessary tasks. Create a balance between work and personal life. Review your list at the start and end of each day. Doing this will boost your productivity and help you achieve your goals more easily. We blame others for our failures. That might be true, but it's not the right way to take charge of your life. We often let outside factors dictate the results of our current situation, which makes us mentally weak. We think we're in control of our lives, but when we react without thinking, we lose that control over our outcomes. Instead of letting triggers control our outcomes, we should take charge of our own results. This is only possible if we first think about what outcome we actually want. Hunter's company was facing several lawsuits and had a terrible reputation in the press. He didn't believe Peter could help him. Hunter's negative mindset affected Peter, and he ended up talking to his uncle. His uncle taught him that it's not necessary to be liked by everyone in business. It's important to focus on your work. Peter took his uncle's advice and worked for Hunter. In the end, Hunter read the book Peter wrote and praised it. That one conversation changed all of Peter's negative feelings about Hunter. If Peter hadn't worked at Hunter's company because he didn't like him, he wouldn't have gotten that job that paid him for years. Our reactions determine our outcomes, so think carefully before you react and make decisions with your goals in mind. Good opportunities come in life when we direct our focus in the right way. We'll keep things in check and not let outside factors take over our results. Learn to control the outcomes in your life and watch how positive changes unfold. The first step to changing your life is to take a moment to relax, calm your mind, and let go of what's holding you back. Accept your mistakes. It's not a weakness, but a strong move that helps you think clearer and do better. It's crucial to control your reactions, as this will help you manage your life more effectively. It doesn't always depend on your emotions. To make smart decisions, you need to use your head, no matter how tough the situation gets. It's always important to take the right steps to change your life. Focus on 4 key elements. Recognize your strengths and use them, accept your weaknesses and work on improving them, understand and embrace your uniqueness, and discover your passions and pursue them. In this video, you've learned to cover the 5 major areas of your life each year. You should cut down on your goals. If you focus on more than 5 categories, you'll get lost because you can't handle everything at once. You've also learned an 18-minute routine that helps you stay focused and removes distractions. To follow this routine, spend 5 minutes each morning planning your day, take a minute every hour to check your productivity, and at the end of the day, spend 5 minutes reviewing everything. By sticking to this ritual every day, you can build a strong foundation for your success and improve your life. By using the 18-minute technique, you can achieve your goals. Create a daily routine designed for winners. Start making changes in your life today and take steps toward success. We hope you enjoyed this book summary. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and get better every day. Thanks, stay tuned.